Hi everyone, Nicholas Lee here and welcome to day 17 of the Duty to Sell Challenge, part of the self-influence phase of my influence code. Today I'm going to share with you something that I coined or I created because I thought that was something really fascinating that I started to teach to my mentees, students, and I saw something really powerful with it. I call it the 2+2 theory. It's also in one of the books I've written, which is not published yet. But I think it's a powerful concept that I have already been seeding with you, to you, over the past 16 days, but that you may not have realized. And you may not still realize today, but eventually things will start to make sense. And here's the thing. This is the concept of the 2+2 theory. That 2+2 theory has transformed the way I see life, has transformed the way I teach, has transformed the way I learn anything, and how I've got and gained so many skills. People always find it a bit frustrating and fascinating that I know so much in so many different aspects of life, and that's because I've found a way to learn things quickly so that it stays with me for a long time rather than it just being there and then me losing it. A bit like if you go to school, you're going to learn how to, cram things in your brain, not understanding it, and then just losing it very quickly once you finish the exams. My goal in this Duty to Sell challenge is to build those concepts, principles, ideas in your mind so that you have it with you and you don't actually need to think about it, but they are just there that you can benefit from, use those skills, and really change your skills in terms of selling, in terms of motivating yourself, in terms of influencing people around you, and making more money and growing your business. And that's why I'm so excited to share more about what I've been doing to you and how you can use it to your own advantage, right? So let's dive into this, guys. Cool. So the simple 2+2 shift that transformed my sales. And it's very simple, guys. Let me ask you a question. What is 2+2? I'm pretty sure that's a question I would have asked you earlier. But if you think about it, when I said what is 2+2, your mind, your brain could not stop itself from coming up with the word 4. Maybe it was a picture that came up to your head. Maybe it was a loud sound that said 4. Maybe it was just a feeling, right? Because we are humans. We work with visuals, language, emotions, all of this. Now, imagine this, guys. Imagine that you are born on Earth. And for you, 2+2 is equal to 4. Now imagine I'm from the planet Mars. And in the planet Mars, right, some other very smart person created numbers there. And for them, 2+2 was equal to 5. Now, for my whole life in Mars, I learned that 2+2 is equal to 5. Now, what would happen if you were to tell me that 2+2 is equal to 4? Would you agree that we would have a fight? Would you agree that we would not be happy about the fact that we are having very different answers for the same question? Now, here's the point here, guys. 2+2, from your perspective, from your world, from your planet, is equal to 4. And that's the truth. Now, 2+2 from my world in Mars, from my planet, from the way I've been brought up and raised, is equal to 5. Now, what that means, guys, is that both sides were right. 2+2 is equal to 4, 2 plus 2 is also equal to 5, and 2 plus 2 could be equal to anything, guys. Now, I agree, for things to work consistently in our world, right, on planet Earth as human beings, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 is the terms we're going to use, right? I'm not going to go away from that. But just imagine this. What is 2 plus 2? What is the number 4? Who created this? Is that even real? It's just a folder. And this is a concept I'm going to share with you in the next level 2 training, which is selling without scripts, about folders. But if you think about it, 2 plus 2 is abstract, is a concept, is an idea. But for humans, having something concrete as a folder, which is 2 plus 2 is equal to 5, makes it easier to learn, to understand. But in itself, it doesn't mean much. Okay. Now, there's a few things to learn from what I've just shared with you. First things, like I said, anything that kind of we give meaning or that we assume being situations, it's just from our own perspective. Now, I'm seeding some ideas, guys. Don't worry too much if that doesn't make sense. It will make more sense when you go into level 2, phase 2, and you learn about selling without script. But right now, just keep that in mind. Because again, if the Chinese guy decided that 2 plus 2 was equal to, let's say they called it 4, but they shaped it like the number 5, today the whole world would be using this. In the same way, let's say 2 plus 2 was equal to 5, and the sound was 5, but the shape was the shape of 4, this is what it would be today. And this is where it comes back to what I mentioned and I taught you around reframing. Anything that we have in our mind, any stories that we tell, we do have a level of control. Because whatever you think about now, the thoughts you have, the beliefs you have, the identity you have, the way you see the world has been taught to you, or you've learned, or you've had to figure things out. You had to overcome challenges to learn them. The key thing being, does it make them real? And the point being, if you're not getting the results you're looking for, maybe you can change them. Maybe there is a better way. And hopefully, on all of the training I'm going to share with you in the school community, and whether you work with me on a group basis, on a one-on-one basis, hopefully I can get you faster results by sharing with you more of those maybe new ideas, new ways of speaking, language patterns, objection handling, finding better ways to offer your products and services, charging more money, taking your business from a more profitable place to a more profitable place, all of that, and taking you to a new place, right? The point being, this concept can be changed. Beliefs can be changed. Identities can be changed if they are not serving you right now. By the way, if anything I'm saying here, you don't need them, just delete them, right? If things are going well in the way you're selling, if things are going well in the way you have your identity with selling, I would say maybe don't even watch this or go to the next, just leave, because clearly you're in a good place. But if you feel you need to get better at this, keep on doing this and keep on taking action. That's the first thing about the 2 plus 2 theory. The second thing about the 2 plus 2 theory is actually even more important, in my opinion, is the concept that as humans, we are creatures of habits. In the same way that people talk about breakfast being the most important meal of the day. So maybe if I ask you the question, do you eat breakfast? Right? Many people do eat breakfast, but other people that have realized or have learned that, there is something called intermittent fasting, right? That was me. I learned that a few years ago and I started doing it. But when I got to my country, when I met my parents and my aunties, they were like, Nicholas, are you crazy? How can you not eat breakfast? You're gonna fall. You're gonna not have energy in the morning. Eventually, 3, 4, 5 years later, they were all doing it. So, coming back to the concept of habits, eating is a habit. More importantly, the line, the quote, the belief that breakfast is the most important meal of the day was created by Mr. Kellogg's, the most powerful cereal brand in the world. And what they did as a marketing tool, they went and hired scientists to prove that it was the case. And again, they framed the idea, and that became their marketing slogan for years and years to come. And since that was back in the 1800s, that means your grandmothers saw it on TV, maybe there was no TV back then, saw it on the newspaper and believed this, and they just kept on passing it down the generations. And as children, who would challenge your grandmother's perspective? Who would challenge your grandmother's thoughts, ideas, teachings? The thing is, there was no internet back then. There was no way to confirm what people were saying. Now, we do have more information. We've got Google, we've got AI. We can go and check history. We can check that things are what they seem to be. So my challenge to you guys is to look at things in life that you may have just taken it as a given and never challenged them. Like in my world, I come from a Chinese origin, kind of Chinese cultural traditions background, where there were lines such as, if you eat before going in the pool, you're going to drown. If you have a shower and you go outside topless, you're going to fall ill. If you sleep with your hair wet, you're going to fall ill. And being who I am, I love to challenge things. I tested all of them and they were all wrong. Okay? So I would challenge you to challenge some of those beliefs that you've kept with you for a long, long time and see whether they are still helping you or whether they are holding you back. And by the way, some of the reasons you may be struggling with selling is because you may have the belief that selling is a bad thing. You may have the belief that a salesperson is someone who manipulates people for a wrong reason. You may be thinking of in my view, I'm thinking of the encyclopedia salespeople. You might be thinking of the snake oil salespeople, the scammers. But let's be honest, those are the minority. On a day-to-day basis, people are selling all over the world every second of the day, and the most of them, the majority of them, are doing it for a good reason, to offer a good service, a great service, to sell a great product. And if you are offering a great product, a great service, I believe it is your duty to sell. This is why I call this the duty to sell challenge. Okay. Now the third thing to learn from the 2+2 theory is the fact that it has been ingrained in your brain, guys, that as soon as I say 2+2, even now, you cannot help yourself from seeing the word for or from hearing the word for. In the same way, if I say, don't think of the elephant, your brain just comes up with the picture of an elephant. So, what I'm sharing here is that anything that I'm teaching you, and maybe it might have feel this way, like, Daniel-san in the Karate Kid, when Mr. Miyagi was telling him to do all of those crazy actions and activities and weird habits, eventually they became habits that allowed him to master the skill of the karate kind of things. In the same way, going back to all of the activities, trainings that I've told you earlier, all of the exercises in your Dragon's Forge, they are like the Karate Kid. They may not make sense now, but I promise you, do them, push through the hard times, and you will start to see your hand just going for the blocks, going for the kick, and getting the results you're looking for. Because think about it, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, you can't stop thinking about it. In the same way, if I say to you guys, why should you sell? Instantly, from the works we've done, you should have the ideas coming to your brain instantly. And the stronger this gets to your mind, a bit like if I say, the sky is yellow, your brain goes, no, it's blue. In the same way, if I say to you, you should not be selling this thing, your brain should go, no, there's 10, 100 reasons why I should be selling my products, my services, because it adds value in so many different ways to my clients, and therefore it is my duty to sell. In the same way, if I say to you, look at this situation, this is so horrible, your brain will be, no, this is a great thing, because every situation is what I choose the situation to be in my mind. Because once it's past, it's done, I can't change the situation. The only thing I can control and change is my perception of it. Okay, and there's a lot more. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I'm going to keep on doing this to you guys until all of those concepts become real, concrete in your mind, where as the 2 plus 2, you don't need to think about it, but it's there. Okay, hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you've got some aha moments. By the way, I have a great example of what I've created for you guys. Keep on writing those aha moments as you're getting them. It will reinforce the learnings you get. It will make them stronger. And they will become part of who you are, what you do. And I believe this will make you better salespeople, get you better results, help you influence more people, bring more value to more people. Now, here's the beauty, guys. The more I was thinking about those concepts and those ideas, I realized that one person in my life was really good at this skill is my mom. She is the best person at drilling things in my brain so that they become like a 2 plus 2 theory. I like to call it that term, yeah? Because even now, at my age, I know I look young, but I'm quite old, I still hear my mom saying something. She says it in Creole, but I'm going to tell it to you in English. She would say, Nicholas, go and study. Since I was maybe 5, till I left school at 18, she would drill this into my brain every single day, maybe 3, 4, 5, 10 times a day, so that when I got to uni, there was no way I wasn't going to learn. There was no way I wasn't going to study. And even now, the reason I got good at so many skills and so many things is that I'm always hearing my mom saying the words, Nicholas, go and study. And that's why I love studying. So I'm grateful for my mom to have drilled this concept, drilled these ideas without knowing it, because that's why I've learned so much. And I just love learning. And my goal now is to drill into you all of those amazing exercises that hopefully will be ingrained in your brain and allow you to master this skill to influence yourself, influence others, and as we keep on building into this community, this training, influence the mass and build a legacy of influence for others to use even after you're dead. So that's where it comes from. And that's my first time actually teaching it this way, so it's been very interesting. Hopefully that's powerful and you can see how all of those exercises are connected to this. And again, connected to the RAS, connected to how humans are born with habits, and the more I can drill those habits into you, the more those skills are going to stick with you, so you don't need to come back and learn. Of course, you can always come back, and I would suggest you always come back to the level 1, level 2, level 3 of my training at least once a year, because as we know, with the RAS, you will see it from a new perspective. You will get a new nuanced training or nuanced aha learning that you would not have got. In the same way, from what you've learned today, also take in the wins. Was that a win for you to realize something new? Or maybe you've used some concepts and shared it with someone else. By the way, the best way to learn is to teach it. So if you want, right, also go in the community, do a post about what you've learned in a more deeper way. And again, I'm going to keep on asking this, I think, going forward, because if you can share those concepts in your own language, in a different way, from a different perspective, not only with the other people in the group learn from you, your own understanding will go at such a deep level. And to me, reading this will make me so happy. And it will also allow me to know where you guys are on the learning journey, what else I need to teach and explain. And yeah, I mean, to me, eventually there'll be rewards, recognition, awards for people that keeps on learning, growing, but also adding value to others. And that's why the other exercise I've mentioned, make sure you go and read other people's aha moments, wins, even support, help them. If you see someone asking for help in the support area, in the help area, give your perspective. You may be wrong, and that's not a problem. You will learn from it. They will learn from it. No one is wrong, right? We can all learn from each other. Okay. Now, here's a very important concept I want you to keep in as well. Getting where you are today in your sales skills, like I was when I started my journey in sales, because I had never heard of the term sales. For some reason, I was 30, I had never heard the term sales, which is crazy, right? But it's true. Or I didn't realize there was something that you could do to get consistent results in sales. Me being there wasn't my fault. You being where you are in your sales journey, whether you're really good or whether you're not that good, if you've never really learned about it, it's not your fault. However, with all of the training I'm sharing with you here, and with all of the training that I have available in my school community, if you stay where you are and you're not able to take it to the next level without asking for help, then it's your fault. Because the training is there, the community is there, the help is there to take your skills to the next level, so you can influence more people for your own personal journey. By the way, even if you're not selling anything and you don't have a business, influencing yourself and your kids and your partner and your colleagues will make your life a lot better. So that's it. That's my message for today's call. And now let's go and complete the tracker. Okay, so now we've just done day 17. Right, I love this one. Let me just pause and I'll complete this and I'll come back to you guys. Alright guys, as usual, you will see this post just below the video that you should have access on day 17. You click on it and you can just copy and paste all of this. Go in the comment and add it there. And then from there you need to update the different information. So you change the name here, you change the name there, and then you put the information. Now I'm going to add this for day 17. So we've done this one, we've done the dragon's eye. Now the dragon's tongue, I would suggest you do it too, right? Remember the Dragonstone is here, which is any reframe. So I'm going to remind you of doing it because you may have forgotten about it. But I would say Dragon's Eye you want to do. Dragon's Vault. Dragon's Eye you do it every day, right? It shouldn't take you like 2 seconds. Dragon's Vault, as you get more achievements, keep on adding them. So that's not a daily thing. That's maybe a weekly, a monthly thing. Put a note. Dragon Scales, as you learn more things and you get better at things with your clients, things they've overcome, you can go back to this, but don't worry too much. We've done it once. That should be enough. The Dragon's Hoard, you can keep on adding it as you're having more sales conversations. Those can also become wins. Okay, but the Dragon's Tongue is a bit like the Dragon's Eye exercise. This is something that you need to do on a daily basis if you want to get really good at this concept. Okay, now I'm going to lead by example. Right, I've done this for a long time, but so I don't have as much of those, but let me still put some just to give you an idea. So copy there. I'm going to add my Dragonstone to the list. Actually, I'm going to leave it to you. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't need to do it. Do let me know if you want me to help you. Maybe I could do a special training and we could work on this together, because I know that can be a really hard task to do. But I'm going to put it here. If you've done it, tick it. If you haven't done it, don't tick it. If you do feel you need more training and you would want me to help you do this, let me know. Otherwise, we're good. We do the post, we do the AHA, and we've done the win post. So we're going to do this now. Let's now get this picture, screenshot. We're going to take it from here. Take all of this for phase 3. We're going to save that. Okay, then you come here, Control V. Here, usual, click here. And we're going to find the link. I'm going to put the link back here. Okay. I'm going to pause because it's taking, okay, it's there. I'm going to save this. Now, once it's saved, you're going to find the 3 dots. Click on the copy link. Come back to there. Cool. So that's you done, and that's 460 points right now, and we are 17 days in the challenge. Okay, so that's it from me. Oh, one thing I forgot to do. Please make sure you do this too, because the more you can share, the better people are going to see it. Right? The Dragon's Eye, Control C. We then are going to go to the community. Find the Dragon's Eye. Post it here. Control X, take it to the title, Control V, Dragon's Eye, we're going to post. Next, we're going to take the AHAs, copy the whole thing, come back to the AHAs, post here, and take the title, Control X, Control V, there you go. Then we're going to find the wins. Okay. We're going to add here. Now, again, if you guys feel having a Dragon's Tongue section would be helpful, so you can see how others are reframing some of the ideas that are coming to them, which are more maybe negative and they don't know how to respond to them and how to change them, do let me know. Happy to add this here. I think that might be helpful. I think that could be actually really helpful, so you can see what others are doing as well. But do let me know. Give me some feedback. I want to see how much I can help you more. All right? That's it from me, guys. Well done for today. Well done for reaching day 17, and I'll speak to you later.